Hello, 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 hello. We are back. We are back. Let me put my actual headphones in because I like these AirPods. Don't be connecting the sound all the way. Let me switch over. So, let's go and get this thing started with. We are here for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills review. Episode 6, I think 6 or 7. I'm not sure what episode this is, but yeah, we are here. We are here for the review, and throughout this episode, I'm probably going to say that I don't like Diana a couple times. So let me start off by saying I don't like Diana. So, Erika, Diana, and Crystal are all having a nightcap. Sutton comes down, Kyle shows up, Dorito shows up, and the ladies start to talk about their divorces and, whether or not they still get along with their exes or not. Erika and Sutton are talking about, her lawsuits and does Erika, if she feels guilty about anything, she says no. There are times, they said that, there are times where they get along really well, but then it all goes wrong. Oh, Miss Erika. Oh, Miss Erika. Anyway, the next day, Lisa is, talking about her mom and how there's really no right or wrong way to grieve, which I definitely agree with. You could either be in the room crying your eyes out, or you can be out with people that support you and are there for you. So there's really no way to grieve. It's all about how you feel and how you process things. So I totally agree with her on that. Dorito, they're talking about the night before, and they were sharing. So it was who was it? It was Kyle, Dorito, and Lisa all sitting out by the pool having having breakfast. And and Kyle was sharing to Lisa how it seemed like Sutton and Erika were almost like best friends. And then by the other side of the pool, which is weird, I'm like, I wonder if they were all sitting in the same area, but of course, being on TV, if it was just like they were on one side of the pool, then they were filming on the other side of the pool, or if they were like in two totally like different areas of the hotel or whatever. But on the other side of the pool, it was Garcelle, Crystal, and Sutton. And they were in Sutton, and Crystal pretty much was saying, Erika and Sutton like the Boxy twins. They're best friends and things. And my only issue with, well, I don't know. For me, I couldn't hang around Crystal no more because there's no way that you can say on TV and in front of a group of people and millions watching that, so and so said something dark, and then you kept going on with it for weeks. And that just wouldn't have sat well with me, and I probably wouldn't want to do anything else. And I know it's a reality show. I know they got to film with each other, but I just, yeah, Sutton. This whole episode, I just kept saying to myself, Sutton better than me, and she's just probably more mature than I am, because this is just, it ain't no way. Crystal couldn't sit with me. Crystal ass couldn't sit with me at all. Anyway, and how they were getting along and things, and Garcelle said in her confessional, Erika is tired of talking about Erika, so she starts to talk about everything else and everybody else to really just get the focus off of her, and how the ladies don't, they're not talking about what's going on with her. Like, it just, all of a sudden it just disappeared, and we know that it didn't disappear, but they're just acting like it didn't disappear. So I'm with Garcelle on that point, like, y'all acting real crazy up and fake up in here, but okay, let's get this check. Sutton did say she wants to find out why Erika hates her and why she called her a bad word. And Garcelle said, because you called her a liar, and then here come Crystal, talk about, yeah, you call me a liar too, and I don't lie. Crystal, just be happy you sitting here, okay? Just be happy you sitting here and shut your mouth. Sutton pretty much is like, I apologize. There's no need to go backwards. Let's move on. Dorito and her professional said that Crystal married young, so she doesn't have a lot of life experiences. And Crystal's like, she holds stuff in, and it can be weaponized. And I'm like, Crystal, shut up. She irritates me. Crystal irritates me, and Diana irritates me. And I just got into Beverly Hills, but they can go. They can honestly go. They don't bring anything to the show, and they can go. I'm over both of them, and I probably will continue to say this for the rest of the season unless something dramatically drastic, whatever the damn word is, changes. I'm over Crystal and the madam. So Crystal says she'll do better by not holding stuff in, and I'm like, Crystal, shut up. They're on the way to the boat. Erika, he's talking about how tore up and drunk she is, and the boat that they got on was absolutely gorgeous. The boat was absolutely gorgeous. Lisa whispers to Kyle that Erika is drunk, so let's watch her. AKA, let's make sure that she don't incriminate herself. Erika's laying on the couch. The ladies are upstairs getting ready to eat. Erika's laying on the couch talking about, I used to have a boat. It was called the Illegal, and I used to have this and that. And yeah, Erika, you're broke. So you don't have any of that stuff anymore. So yeah, in the front of the boat, you have Diana, Garcelle, and Sutton, and they're all sitting upstairs. And Garcelle pretty much asks Sutton, "How did she grow?" Asks Diana, "How did she grow up?" And she the only child, and she had brothers and sisters. Diana says she had a brother who was killed in the war. He was 19. The father had to identify his body. They lied to her and said that he went missing. 2 days later, he was found in a ditch. Sutton says, her dad committed suicide, and how hard it is to, pretty much digest these things. And then here go Diana and her professional talking about, oh, everything is always about Sutton. First of all, she was trying to bond with you and share that experience that you both have of somebody close passing away. She wasn't trying to take your moment away from you. First of all, you don't have any moments. You're boring as hell. You don't have any moments. But she was just trying to share with you, an experience that you guys can bond over, and how it's like to lose somebody, and you guys are both young when it happened. But just say that you don't like her. You don't like her because she yelled at you the night before and you didn't like that. And I guess, you used to yelling at the girls. You're not used to getting yelled at. As an alleged madam, you're used to yelling, where's my money? How many clients do you have? Allegedly. So I just thought that was dumb for her to get her confessional and say that. Like I said, Diana irritates me. She's stupid. And Sutton wasn't making it about herself. She was sharing her experience with you. So shut up. Ugh, shut up. On the boat, Erika's asking Crystal about threesomes, just trying to have a good time and stuff like that. Crystal like, child, y'all beautiful, but honey, that is not my thing. And they're just having it's a really good scene. It was so funny. They started playing Erika's song, Expensive to Be Me or whatever, which that song is no longer relatable to her. And Sudden like, child, I can't celebrate this with this song because it's not expensive to be you, Erika. You're broke. You don't have any money. You live in a shack. You have a glam squad that you're not paying. You owe about $2.2 million in taxes. Actually, $5 million because you have previous taxes, then you have legal fees, and all that stuff adds up to about $5 million. You don't have the money. We can tell because you keep wearing t-shirt dresses. You really don't have the coin like you used to have. But it's expensive to be you. Diana jumps in the water talking about she got stung by a jellyfish. I ain't believe her for 1 second. She just didn't want to be around a group of girls. She wanted to go do her own thing. And Erika was like, Garcelle, go pee on the new girl. Erika didn't care and Garcelle didn't care. Child, the boat did. I think the only people that cared was like Crystal and Dorito that cared about. Child, nobody cared about her. But my thing is like, how come you got stung by a jellyfish, but when everybody else jumped in the water, nobody else got stung by a jellyfish? Erika and Sutton are, bonding and talking about how down south, things are different and they don't play when it comes to their family and people they love. And I was like Garcelle, like, what the hell y'all talking about? Because it was, when I tell you Erika was drunk boots on this damn trip, and she wasn't annoying this episode, which I was fine with. But I was with Garcelle, like, what the hell y'all talking about? So, whatever. So everybody goes back to the hotel, they change, and Garcelle calls up Sutton. She asks her what she's wearing, and then she says, what's up with you and Erika? Pretty much, and it's not good that Erika's mixing her alcohol and her medicine. And Sutton's like, she's just tired, and I'm like, she tired, all right. Tired of these lawsuits, tired of not having no money. She don't have her glam like she used to. But it's expensive to be Erika. Then they head off to dinner. At the table, Garcelle invites everybody to her birthday celebration, and she was like, "Oh, I don't want any gifts," but Sutton was like, "Garcelle, we see what you're saying, child. You want them gifts." That's pretty much the way of saying, I don't want no gifts, but y'all better not show up empty-handed. Well, Erika might show up empty-handed because she ain't got no money. Lisa says she won't be able to make it because she'll be in New York celebrating her husband's premiere. Garcelle mentions that Denise is coming to the party, and child, Lisa is... The word Denise sends Lisa through it. She at the table moving, can't stay still. Like, oh, wow, really? Oh, interesting. So her confessional, she's like, I wonder if Garcelle would have told me that Lisa was coming if I didn't say that I wasn't. If I did say that I was coming to the party, but only Garcelle would know that. I think she would have told you either way. I mean, I think she would have told you, so you just can't go to the party. Lisa says, that's great. Hope y'all have a great time. Then she shares that she reached out to Denise and really wanted to apologize. Reached out to Denise about a month ago and really wanted to apologize to Denise about the way that she was acting towards her. And at her confessional, she says, Garcelle told her, I would like for you to reach out to her and just really just, make things better between them. And then Lisa says, it wasn't about Garcelle, it was about me. And I'm like, Lisa, I don't know if I believe that you reached out to Denise and you held on to this. I just don't know if I believe that. So Garcelle in her confessional was like, not that I don't believe Lisa, but let me text Denise to see if Lisa really reached out to her. And Denise texts back when Garcelle was like, damn, bitch, how many times she reached out to you? So Lisa says that Denise texts back and said she appreciated it, but I think Lisa lying. I don't think she reached out to Denise. Diana says she's never been on a girl. Garcelle says, hey, I heard to Diana that you've never been on a girls trip. Diana says, no, I haven't been on a girl trip. And then Garcelle brings up the night before about, she didn't want to talk about her book and how she felt that it was rude and how Dorit wanted to get to know her and know more about her, but she shut it down. And they go to Madam and her damn confessional talking about Garcelle is the one who's not welcoming and she missed out on our friendship. Yeah, I'm sure she's hurt by it. And I'm gonna get into Dirty Diana at the end of this with her activities over the weekend. Sutton shares that she's going on a date. When she gets back, and Erika's like, "Oh, let me see." And it was a cute moment. It was like, "Oh, let me see who you're going on a date with." And she was like, "Oh yeah, he's hot. He's a hot piece of ass, and just get some dick from him and all that kind of stuff." And Sutton was like, "Well, I wouldn't say it like that." But y'all know Sutton from the South, and she's very proper. But Sutton, no, girl, you about to get you some dick, girl. Sutton shares that Erika acts like she's so tough, but she likes to be around funny people. Now, I can say that there are people that I don't care for, but if you're funny, you're funny. I have a friend who has a friend who I don't care for, but at times he's funny, so we laugh. But I ain't get cussed out like Sutton did, so I can be around that person. I don't know how I would be able to react by the way Erika was acting towards Sutton last year. But I think what Sutton is doing is she's pretty much keeping her enemies closer. So, I think she peep game with Sutton. I'm with Erika. She knows what the deal is, and she's being the mature one. And Erika also knows that Sutton's not scared of her, and she will clap back. Like, you're not talking to the same girl no more. So they're just keeping it very, very like, you know, friendly to each other and just having regular talk and things like that. So, back to the table. Erika's like, child, I just want to have nothing but sex. And the ladies bring up, like how the group is taking small steps, and Erika shares that her and Sutton are taking steps in the right direction. They still have issues, but they're on a trip. Dorit supposedly, allegedly got robbed, and Lisa's mom passed away. So they was like, this trip was about you all, and I didn't want to bring up those issues with her. We're just here to have a good time, and we'll get there when we need to. And this is more so about the people that we love. And so Sutton said, her and Erika still got things to talk about and stuff like that. So we'll see how this plays out. Like I said, for me, I wouldn't be able to fuck with Erika no more. Erika and Crystal, I just wouldn't be able to fuck with them no more. But that's just me. But it's good to see them getting along, and we'll see what happens. Lisa does a toast, and she says she just wants to thank the ladies to making her feel safe and just really being there for her, and just taking the time out to just care for her and stuff like that, due to her mom passing away, which I thought was really, really nice. And then Dorito started talking, child, and honey, Kyle was at the table like, child, this girl is still fucking talking. And Dorito, they did like a little like time lapse, and she's still talking. I don't even know what she was talking about. That's how much her ass is talking. I was like, God damn, girl, shut the fuck up. What else happened in this episode? This wasn't an eventful episode, but I'm not gonna say I got a lot out of it, but I got some interesting things out of this episode. Dorito, Dirty Diana, and Kyle are all downstairs. Of course, Diana want to bring up Sutton and how Sutton, says she doesn't yell at people, but she yelled at her, and Sutton blew up on her, and that's her only chance. She doesn't get another chance to do it, and I was like, girl, shut the fuck up. Let me just move on. So it's time for them to leave, and they're getting on the plane, and Sutton's like, hey, where do we sit? Diana was like, you can sit anywhere. So Sutton was like, well, do you mind if I sit here? And Diana's like, oh, no, sit where you were sitting at before. And I'm like, girl, you just said she could sit wherever she wanted to. Like, when the fuck y'all get assigned seats on a private jet? So then, in her confessional, Sutton was like, oh, Diana, she's a grudge holder. But I see you. Pretty much like, I see you. And so Garcelle asked what happened, and Sutton told her what happened, and Garcelle was like, that's rude. Like, that's rude, and that's messed up. And when you send her flowers to thank her, don't put my name on the card. Baby, and Sutton said, I get my own plane. Bitch, I know that's right. Fuck you in this jet, ho. Here's my thing about Diana. First of all, this whole licking the lips thing every time she talk. Okay. That means she... If y'all peeped episode 2, right? Go back and look at episode 2. And I want y'all to look at Dorit's face when she was sitting next to Diana. And I want y'all to see Diana chopping something up at the table and fixing it up. A white substance. I want y'all to go back and look at that. And all I'm going to say is, that's why her lips moving away. That's why she keep licking her lips every time she talk. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm going to put the word allegedly. Because Diana also got a problem with coming for black content creators. Like she did, like when she got her ass up on Instagram last week sometime. And somebody put a comment up. And she decided to say, oh, it must be hard being a black content creator. And then she gave this fake apology talking about, oh, I'm not from this country. Bitch, you've been here for 20 plus years. And when you said black, you know what the fuck you meant talking about, oh, I meant that as dark humor. No, you meant that as a nigga. Nigger, black, African American. That's what you meant with your racist ass. That's what the fuck you meant. And if I was Bravo, I wouldn't bring her motherfucking ass back. And if I was Andy, which I know he's not going to do, but if I was Andy, I would get into her ass about this. And apparently Crystal, the color police, got on top about. She was like, "Oh, Crystal called me and told me to, what am I doing? Blah blah blah." Bitch, you knew what the fuck you was doing. You was dead ass wrong, and you apologized to the lady, but the apology was full of shit. Because, like I said, you knew what the fuck you were talking about. I don't fuck with her. I don't like her. Get her. She boring as hell. Next week, Garcelle gonna get into her ass. I can't wait, and I just don't see it for her. And on your way out, make sure you take Crystal with you. I don't see it for Diana. She's boring. She brings nothing to the show but her licking her lips and talking about how she was in a war. She was in a war. Okay, you was in a war, girl. Okay, girl. Like, I don't see it for her. Anyway, like I said, this episode wasn't that eventful, but Erika was drunk, Diana lying, and Lisa lying, and Diana, you gotta go. As simple as that. She gotta go. She don't bring shit to the show. She don't bring nothing to the show. And I'm like, why the fuck did y'all even put her on the show? First of all, she should just be a friend of the show. That's the first thing. Because I feel like we not gonna get into her life. I'm not even interested in her life or that girl that she's sleeping with that she called a boyfriend, or her daughter or her other kids. The son and the fiance look like they in the same damn age and went to the same school together. Diana keep licking these motherfucking lips. You were mad at him, but you don't want to talk about it. You sex trafficking, but you don't want to talk about it. And when the guy brought it up, when the producer brought it up to her, she was like, "Oh, that's silly," but your ass ain't say no. Anyway, let me get up off of here. I'll talk to y'all later. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.